Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Ladies and gentlemen, more people are struggling to the point where American families are relying on credit cards and payday loans to even buy their food now. It's happening more than ever in American history because folks just don't have a lot of money on hand like they used to. So they're turning to any means out of desperation just to survive. And to see that they are leaning on debt to get through says a lot about what's going on with this economy. And I know I've mentioned this before. Many economists are saying we've been in a recession now for a year. It's just your politicians won't say anything because, the people in charge don't believe in accountability. So you got a two-party system, and no one wants to call the recession because they don't want it falling on them. How lame is that? When it gets to the point where you can't tell the American people what's going on, then maybe a lot of your politicians that are sitting there, maybe they need to go. They need to go. They're of no use if they're not going to tell you what's going on economically. And a lot of families not only are struggling financially, they're scared because there's too many things in doubt from one week to the next. And, at one point in time in this country, seniority meant something. It means nothing now. When you look at many jobs, people that have been there for a few decades are being let go. I was looking at stories where some people were just a few years away or a year away from retirement and they got fired. Look at the federal government situation. Donald Trump is still firing people behind the scenes. You're just not hearing about it. But you are seeing those people make videos online. He's still firing people, y'all. And some of these people are on video saying, I worked for the federal government for 17 years. I've been there for 14 years. So, working somewhere for a long period of time, it used to mean something before. It really don't mean anything now. They're firing these type of folks because they don't want to pay your big salary. The longer you're there, the bigger the salary. They don't want to pay those salaries. So they're going to let you go. You could be the best worker. They're still going to let you go. Right now, who's getting hired in the country? Immigrants, illegals, because they're willing to take low wages. So they're the most desirable because they don't have to shell out a lot of money to get work out of those kind of folks. But see, at the same time, they will do them dirty. When it gets to the point where they don't wanna pay them, these companies themselves will call ICE on them, just so they don't have to pay any more money to them. So, right now, for real, it is a dog eat dog world. people used to say that before. No, it really applies now, for real. Let's get into this story. The quiet collapse. How American families are trapped in a cycle of debt. Across the United States, a quiet financial crisis is unfolding. Households that once relied on paychecks to sustain a modest living are now turning to credit cards to cover rent, groceries, and utility bills. For millions, credit has become less a convenience and more a lifeline. The latest data from major financial institutions paints a sobering picture. U.S. credit card balances have surpassed $1 trillion for the first time in history, and delinquency rates are climbing at their fastest pace since the 2008 recession. Behind these numbers are real people, families juggling multiple jobs, parents skipping meals so children can eat, and workers using payday loans just to keep the lights on. Debt as a survival tool. For decades, consumer debt was marketed as empowerment, a way to build credit and manage cash flow. But as inflation drives up the cost of rent, food, and transportation, credit cards have become a survival mechanism. Nearly half of Americans now carry month-to-month balances, paying interest rates that average more than 22%. Many swipe just to pay another bill, sinking deeper into the very system designed to profit from their struggle. This is not just an economic issue, it's moral and structural. While Wall Street reports record profits and executive bonuses, the average household faces a financial treadmill with no exit ramp. Stagnant wages, outsourcing, and automation have eroded real income growth. The American dream is being financed on borrowed money. The illusion of stability. Politicians tout low unemployment as proof the economy is strong, but this metric hides the truth. Millions are working part-time or gig jobs without benefits. Healthcare costs drain savings. Childcare expenses rival mortgages, and student loans resurface like anchors. Even middle-income families are one emergency away from disaster. The illusion of prosperity persists only because credit keeps the engine running, for now. The psychological toll debt is not just financial, it's emotional. It breeds anxiety, shame, and hopelessness. Families facing collection calls often suffer in silence, fearing judgment or eviction. Mental health experts warn that chronic financial stress is fueling depression, substance abuse, and the breakdown of family stability. The human cost is hidden behind spreadsheets and GDP charts. Breaking the cycle. There is a way out, but it requires collective will. Living wage laws, debt forgiveness programs, and tighter regulation of predatory lenders would help millions breathe again. Financial literacy alone won't solve a system designed to exploit necessity. The conversation must shift from blaming individuals to confronting the policies and profit motives that keep them trapped. Until then, more Americans will live on borrowed time and borrowed money. The question isn't whether the system will break, it's how long families can endure before it does. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think about this video. You know, times are hard. And unfortunately, it won't get better under this administration. So as long as Donald Trump is there, expect people to be struggling the entire time. And one thing I can honestly say is I'm glad our people have separated from a lot of the things that are going on out here. I think that was one of the smartest moves that we made. So now we can concentrate on our households and getting on with life, in general, just getting on with things. and not taking on burdens that really are not our burdens. We didn't create this situation with Donald Trump. Let the people that did create this situation deal with it. And we just stay out of everything and focus on our households and our family and our group. I think that's the best thing for us right now. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.